Just click a button. Oh, now we're live.
Okay, let's start that one over again. We talked about so much in those 2 minutes that we thought we were live, but here we are.
Hopefully we still are.
Talked about so much in those 2 minutes. It's echoing.
Don't worry, I turned mine off.
Okay. All right, well, let's kick this thing off. Ben, aka Pleasant Green, thank you so much for spending the evening with me virtually, social distancing. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Do you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great. Yep.
Someone told me that I hold my microphone the wrong way, so I've adjusted it. So hopefully I sound better now.
That's why we do this. This is our first time doing something like this. In fact, it's more of a demo because you want to do something like this, right? You want to do like a live interview type thing on your channel?
Yeah, I did a live stream a couple weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun. And it was fun to have people kind of ask questions and interact. And so I realized that I wasn't doing it the right way. I didn't have like the software like you're doing now. So I'm learning. I'm experimenting. So one day I can be like you and host my own live stream and do it the right way.
Well, I don't have nearly as big a following as you, so I'm okay to be your sandbox account and do all the tests and whatever works or doesn't for me, we'll find out, and then you can throw it on your more popular channel of almost 300,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube. How long has it taken you to get that many subscribers?
5 years this year, I think. It was about 5 years ago when I made my first video. So it's been a long time coming. So it wasn't an overnight sensation like some people.
Right, yeah. But here you are. You've found some level of YouTube fame. Have you ever been recognized out in public?
I was at Disneyland one time and someone recognized me, and that was kind of weird.
Did they like chase you down or what happened?
No, he was the ride operator, so he couldn't leave, but he was just like, "Hey, I watch your YouTube videos."
That's awesome. For those of you wondering, Ben and I, we go way back. We went to college together, and we've made several silly movies together. But I've always looked up to Ben. It was funny going clear back to when we first became friends. I think it was your thriller video that you did before we started hanging out. And I like to make movies too. And I was like, I need to get to know that guy. And we worked in the same bookstore. And yeah, we've done everything from iPhone Russian Roulette, which went viral. I would say, was viral even a term back then?
I think so.
It got big on E-Bombs World, right? Or
you could probably actually show those things on this software if you wanted to.
yeah, let me see if I can pull it up. Just 1 second. Let's go back to the very beginning with Ben and I. Let me pull it up here.
How many people are watching this?
2?
0?
9. We got 9.
9.
Yeah. All right, let's go to YouTube here. iPhone Russian Roulette. That's how you spell it?
Yeah. That's the one.
The disaster.
That was my very first YouTube account. I've forgotten the password. I don't even know how to get in and look at that.
I don't think any sound can come through this, though.
Looks like your sound is turned off or it's down.
I don't know if it can come through a screen share. See, that's why we're doing this. We are testing this out. So
I'm the cameraman here.
Why don't you narrate what's going on,
Okay,
Ben?
so this is when the iPhone was cool. And they started to develop apps. And so this was before there were useful apps. There were just stupid apps like games. Like this was an app that everybody was kind of playing with, and it was called Revolver, and you could simulate your phone to act like a gun. And so we thought we'd play Russian roulette with this app. And so you spin the chamber and you tap it, and it's kind of like playing Russian roulette. There's one bullet in the 6-round cylinder, and one of you is going to get one of you is going to be unlucky. And so we're just kind of playing Russian roulette. And here's Tim. This was 12 years ago.
I've been called everything from Fat Bieber to Ellen DeGeneres.
Hey, watch this, everybody. He's nervous. It's been a while since I've seen this. Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
so gory.
And so that was our first experiment with the video with internet video.
That's
That was
right.
our apartment in college.
And
And
it got big on E-Bombs World, right? Was that what
did
it
it?
was?
I don't. Somehow someone shared it, and it started to make the rounds. And
Yeah.
yeah, we kind of got a taste of that was back in the days of Charlie Bit My Finger and what else? You know, Numa Numa.
Oh yeah.
It was in the day before it was before YouTubers were a thing. It was when people just made cool YouTube videos.
Do you miss that YouTube?
Yes.
I do
I,
too. Like it's crazy how interactive you can be and the opportunities to make money on YouTube now, but yeah, it was just so different. And that was what, 2009,
I
2010,
think it was
2009,
2008.
2008. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we shared that apartment from 2008 to 2009. That's right. And we tried to make other movies after that. We even did a, a full sequel. We won't get into that one, but if you want to check it out, it's iPhone Russian Roulette Revenge. iPhone Revenge.
That would be fun to show.
Should we pull that one up too? See if I can find it. Anyway, for those of you just joining, I'm here with Ben Taylor. I never know if I should give away your real name, but it's out there by now.
Yeah.
He is also known as Pleasant Green. He likes to troll scammers. Is that a good description? You're a scam troll account?
I some may say that, but I'm just trying to I'm just trying to just figure out what's going on. I get these emails from scammers or strange text messages, and I'm just like, well, let's see what you have to say. They get all mad at me, but I'm just trying to kind of hear them out and see where they're going and venture down the road that they take me on. And they're such bizarre, interesting stories that I figure, well, I might as well make a video about this and share it with people. So, I mean, I guess I'm not trying to be a troll. I'm just trying to, just kind of explore these scams and these emails and these text messages. So,
Yeah,
they're interesting stories to tell. And so,
I think that's the biggest value of your account. If you could take every situation that people are getting scammed and just share that and show people exactly what you're showing on your channel, I feel like a lot less people would get scammed because you've pretty much covered the gamut of online scams, haven't you?
oh, there's so many bizarre scams out there.
Well,
Um,
if it's not too much of a spoiler, are you doing anything with that one that you shared, the mask one?
Oh yeah, right. You hear a lot about these people who are taking advantage of the coronavirus scare, and so they're trying to sell fake medicine, fake masks, and things like that to help people feel better about the, what's going on. Um, and so I've got an email from one guy who's like, "Hey, I've got a hookup with these N95 masks. Everybody's out of them, but I have the hookup. So." Yeah, and they're just pieces of crap. They're just pieces of crap cloth that this guy's trying to make me think are real
Here, I'm gonna
masks, but they're not.
I'll pull it up. I think I have the link right here.
So I mean, there's so many scams that I run into, so many different emails that I get, and just bizarre scenarios that I encounter, and I'm just like, um, I mean, when I make a video, I try to find a story. Like I try to like learn a little bit about what's going on, and I try to I try to tell a story. If there's not really like a story there, I typically don't make a video. Like I've gotten
Yeah,
hundreds of emails that I try to try to inquire about and look into, and nothing really ever develops or nothing really interesting happens. Or sometimes they just say, "Oh, this guy's on to me," and they move on, and so I just don't make a video
gotcha.
about that. But when I run into someone and they kind of share something interesting or funny, then yeah, I make a video about it. But the the videos that are on my channel, that's 5% of all the scammers that I interact with. I mean, there's just so much out there that I just think it would bore people. So
Gotcha.
I try to find interesting scams, interesting stories, interesting people to highlight.
Check this out.
What?
That's the link to.
They get shut down.
Yep.
Dang, yeah. So that he showed with me this website, Corona Time, Coronatine.
Granatine.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I've got these masks that are effective against the COVID-19. Doctors can't get them anywhere, but I have a big stash, and I'm selling them. Help me sell these, and there were those things.
Yeah.
You know, those aren't N95 masks, and then there's a picture right there of an N95 mask.
Oh, is there?
They're more filtered. They're high quality. Yeah, no, up that one right there.
This guy?
No, up. No.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it's a better mask, and those are the things that are out of stock. But this guy was trying to sell these pieces of crap masks, and so I was like, okay, well, how can I tell this in a story? So I've been thinking about how to tell that as a story, but apparently he's gone. He's been shut down by Shopify or the feds or whoever.
Yeah, I actually got ripped off by one of these. It was when the electric scooter craze was going like crazy, and it was a Shopify site. And when you see Shopify, you think it's a trusted site, but they're selling these electric scooters for like $100 and something. And I even told my boss about it, and the company that worked next to me, they had bought in like 3 or 4 because it's perfect. We work downtown. We could just ride them around to lunches before Lime Scooter came. Anyway, I paid the money and never came. They even had like a countdown and stuff. And yeah, it's so crazy how easy it is to get ripped off. You just have to question everything that comes through.
Yeah, I have a this is a scam that I've been wanting to look into for a long time. But sometimes you're on Facebook and you see an ad for like a product. Typically, it's like a cheap knockoff product or something made from China or whatever, and it says, "Get this free if you leave us a 5-star review."
Yeah,
and I've always thought, well, what's the catch there? Like, you give them a 5-star review and you get the item for free. And so finally, I decided, okay, I'm going to take them up on this, and I'm probably going to make a video about this. But they said, yes, order the item, review it, and if you give us a 5-star review, we will credit you. We'll rebate the money back to you. And so I did that last week. I bought an item. It was a kind of a junky item.
Did you get it
from a company in Hong Kong? I traced the guy's IP address. He's from Hong Kong. They're making these knockoff products, and I ordered it from Amazon. And I checked it out. The product worked. It was okay. And I wrote to him and I said, it's okay. What if I give it a 4-star review? Can you rebate me? He's like, no, we only need 5-star reviews. And I was like, well, who doesn't need 5-star?
Right.
And so I'm like, okay. So I actually ended up giving it a 5-star review because, it did what it was. It met my expectations.
Right.
And so now he's saying, okay, great. I will rebate you the money within 1 to 3 business days. And I don't know if he's going to send me the money or not. If he does, then that'll be interesting. But if he doesn't, then I guess I just got scammed. So stay tuned to see how that one unfolds.
Yeah, I've seen those too. Hey, we're going to take our first viewer comment here. This one is for you. I think they're calling you Uncle Louie, so you might know who it is.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see that on the screen?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that.
That's my brother. He tuned in.
Do you remember sleeping on my couch in Idaho? I think I slept in a bunk bed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bunk bed.
But either way, yeah, my feet hung off the edge.
How tall are you, Ben?
6'6".
Yeah, your feet would hang off the edge of a bunk bed. Yeah.
Still joining now.
We got a 7, constant between. Hey, come on. This isn't Pleasant Green. I know. Thank you for laughing in my face about that. But no. Anyway, I have a few questions for you. This is going to be posted on my channel, so all 1,000 of my viewers can come back and view that. If you aren't familiar with who Pleasant Green is, he has nearly 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, all because of some great videos that he does. Where did it all start? I know you get asked this question a lot, but when you started this channel, what was your intention?
My intention?
Yeah, well, what do you want to get out of it? Because you had
Um,
your other channels, so why didn't you just do something on those? Because you forgot the password?
oh, well, yeah, probably. Well, no, actually, I made a video um, using a copyrighted song, and I think they striked me.
Oh,
So that channel was not eligible for monetization. And so one day I just thought, well, I'll give this YouTube thing a try, but I've got to start fresh with a new channel that's not in violation of copyright standards or um, law. So yeah, I started a channel, and my first video happened to be about a scam, a guy who wanted to buy my camera supposedly, but he didn't really pay me. He made me think that I was paid because he sent me an email that looked that like it was from PayPal, but it wasn't. It was just some email that he designed that said, "Hey, you've been paid." But when I looked at my real PayPal, I hadn't been paid. So so it was a scam. He wanted me to mail him my camera to Nigeria, and so I'd be out the money, and then I would be out my camera. So I thought, well, I'm going to teach this guy a lesson in business ethics, and I went to a website that specializes in mailing poop, animal poop of
people still
any animal you
comment.
choose. I think I chose a horse, and you can select the recipient, and I had that stuff mailed to him in Nigeria, and I made a video about it because I thought, well, I'm amused by this. Maybe other people will be too.
They
And
were.
so it did okay. It
Yeah.
kind of that was the genesis of my channel.
Here's a relevant question. How did you come up with the name Pleasant Green?
That's a good question. Thank you for asking. So I didn't really know what to name my YouTube channel 5 years ago. I thought, well, what am I going to name it? And I have a great grandpa whose name is Pleasant Green Taylor. You can probably Google it, Tim, while I'm talking.
Okay.
But he was he was quite a guy. He had a big long beard, and
Shout out to the
he
Beards.
was a Mormon pioneer who settled kind of the area where near where I live. And he was just a really cool guy. He had I mean, he talks about fighting with Indians as he was crossing the plains. Um, um, and he had like 4 wives. And so a lot of people who live in the city where we live are related to him.
Is
And
that him?
he's got a cool history. Yeah, that's him. Pleasant Green Taylor. And so I just thought, well, that's a cool guy with a cool story, and a cool name. And I thought, well, that'd be cool if I ever had a kid. I'd name him Pleasant Green. And my wife was like, no, you won't. And so I did the next best thing, and I named my YouTube channel. Hey, pause on this. This is funny right here.
That's kind of your baby, right? Your YouTube channel.
Yeah, right. So this is Pleasant Green with all of his children and his wives, and his first wife died when this picture was taken. So that woman to the right, you can see that they've photoshopped, or they did, their version of Photoshop back in the day. His wife was dead at the time of this picture, so they brought in a stand-in woman to sit next to him, and then they pasted her picture over the stand-in.
That's
So
funny. I like this
his
guy.
wife is dead at this point, which I think is the wife that I come from.
Huh.
And this son of his in the front is striking quite a pose.
He was almost an afterthought too.
It's a funny.
So these are all his kids and a few wives, I guess.
Yeah, so you'll the 4 women in front, the 2 on the,
right
2 on
here.
the right, 2 on the left,
Okay.
are those are his wives, and the rest of them are children. Yeah.
Well,
Yep, and his house is still standing.
in
Um,
the Ogden area.
yeah, yep.
Interesting.
And there's a monument. Um, there's a monument to him that you can go see. But hopefully he's looking down on me, proud of me, or probably rolling in his grave, seeing me mail poop to scammers.
No, you've done a lot of good. Let's talk about that for a second. Where's the craziest place YouTube has taken you? This will segue into the good that you've done.
Um,
Physical location.
yeah. Like I have gone. Well, I mean, physically, I went to Liberia. I never thought I would go to the poorest country on earth. And so, I mean, that was crazy that I actually met someone on the internet from Liberia who ended up becoming a friend and a business partner, and we flew out to meet him. You know, I've never even left the country, and but here I was going to Liberia, West Africa, and
What was
that was
that
an
like?
insane experience for me. Yeah, just to it's the poorest country in the world, and total culture shock to me. I mean, you see that you see how people live in that part of the world, and you're like, well, no wonder they resort to internet scamming. What else are they going to do? And so that was wild. I mean, I've also met terrible people, like the worst of worst, like people who have robbed innocent people over $100,000, cost them their life savings. I mean, I've had interviews with these guys, um, and I've had some people who are like terrible people who are these Nigerian scammers who have done awful things, and I've had them call me on the phone, crying, and telling me how they were sorry for what they've done, and trying to talk to me about why they've done what they've done, and you know, it's just been a wild ride that I never thought I'd ever, um, yeah, I could have never imagined this when I set up a YouTube channel 5 years ago, but
Right.
it's
Well,
been
just like
weird.
they almost feel like characters in a movie. You got Joel. My my brother's asking, "Have you heard from Joel lately?" And I know the answer to that.
Yeah. Joel and I, we still talk. I've had some challenges lately sending money to West Africa,
Yeah,
which I think I'm going to make a video about this week. So stay tuned for that. Um, but yeah, it's been hard to, we're trying to, you know, we've been trying to kind of run a business or start up little charities here and there and fund schools in Liberia. But it's man, that country is just struggling. It's
it
just
is.
really, I mean, things are not going well. The economy's in the toilet there. Gas is like, what- how much is gas over there? You
It was
look,
like $7 recently a gallon,
yeah. I mean, it's just I think you're going to see them overthrow the government again, which is just frightening.
which yeah, I mean it's
I
happened
wanted to go
several
back
times.
this year, but things are so crazy over there, and there's so much unrest that I don't know when I'm going to be able to go back if I can.
Yeah,
So
this is the way I look at it. You got the Lego set of the Death Star or of the Millennium Falcon, and you know that it would make so you got all the pieces out in front of you. You don't have the instructions. You know that the pieces are cool. You know that it has the potential to make something really cool, but the time and the effort and the just looking at this, I don't want to say a mess because it is a country. These are people that are living there, but just like it's like looking at this pile of stuff that you know has potential that could make something awesome, and you just don't know where to start. That's how I that's how I try to comprehend what's going on in Liberia right now.
yeah, yeah, and I mean, everybody. I mean, it's just hard because people are just always asking for money, but it's not going to make anything better, and until people learn how to create value and learn how to replicate that, things are never going to get better because for the past 15 years, other countries and organizations have just been dumping millions and billions of dollars into Liberia, but it just hasn't done much because it's not helping people get back to work.
Right.
When we were there, all the restaurants and all the resorts and the gas stations, they weren't run by Liberian people. They were being run by the Lebanese and the
Yep.
Chinese, because all these people in Africa, they see that there's this need, and they're going to go in and they're going to fulfill that need, because if the people of Liberia aren't going to do it, then they're going to go do it, and they have money, and they're going to come in, and they're going to fulfill those needs.
Right.
So, I mean, we got to get those Liberians working. They need to be the ones, running the plants and doing the work.
Yeah, it's crazy because you can grow anything in Liberia. It's like in that perfect strip around the globe that anything grows there, from like potatoes to coffee beans to rice, but they import all their rice. So right now things aren't being shipped because of the coronavirus, and so you have potential starvation there. But you can grow all that stuff there, so it's, I don't know. I don't want to say more than I know, and but there is a ton of potential in Liberia. I think their biggest export is rubber, isn't it? The Goodyear company.
Firestone. Yeah.
Firestone, that's right. But the reason why we got on this topic is because you want Pleasant Green, great grandpa Pleasant Green, to be proud of you. You did a lot for Joel. You had him take some pictures, you sold his books, and you have like a 50-50 split on that, and so that's how he's earned his money. And then you're currently working with Chica Ordery in your new series, It Shall Come to Pass, right?
Yes.
What's going on there? It's kind of come to a pause with everything.
Well,
he's over this interview. I said something offensive and he just left. Just kidding.
I just wanted to show off my book. If you haven't bought your copy of It Shall Come to Pass, you can still get your copy. We still have a lot of books that we need to sell. As you can see, go back.
Oh, you want to go to her?
Oh, just go. There you go.
There's Joel. This is Chica.
Yeah, so I have a little counter on there, and it says how many books we have left to sell. It says we need to sell how many more?
2,000.
Oh, just over 2,000. Actually, that's not true. The truth is we've raised $40,000, which is pretty incredible. And that was our goal. It was to raise $40,000 because that was our estimate on what it was going to cost to help this woman who was in need of surgery but couldn't get it done in Africa. She needed to get it done in the United States. There's not a doctor in South Africa or even Europe that we've found that is experienced in what is needed here. The only doctor that we've found that's been able to confidently say that that's something they can do is in Miami. And so, yeah, $40,000 was the estimate of what it was going to take to get her there to get that surgery done. And so everything was going great. We raised the money, and then this whole COVID-19 thing happened. And so I'm going to be talking a little bit about this week. I hope to do a live stream on my own channel, but the embassy has shut down all visa appointments. So you can't get a visa to enter the United States for the foreseeable future, probably the next month or two at least. So, I mean, it's just a punch in the stomach. She's waited so long to get this surgery. And then she finally, we do the impossible. We raise $40,000, and then coronavirus comes in and says, "Oh, nope, you got to wait even longer now."
How's she holding up with that?
Well, she's doing better than I would be doing. She's incredibly brave and strong and faithful that her time will come. And so her plan is just to wait. She's like, "Well, I've waited this long. I can wait a little bit longer." Still,
because you were almost ready to buy the plane ticket, right? The only thing you were waiting on was the visa.
Yeah, because I had successfully gotten her the money to apply for the visa. She paid the visa fee. She was about ready to go to the embassy for her interview,
which is a 4-hour.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour bus ride to the embassy where you have to go interview. and apply for your visa to enter the country. And so as soon as she got that visa, yeah, I would have bought those plane tickets for her. But then the embassy said, no, we're not going to issue the visa, and we don't know when we're going to be able to. So it's kind of on pause right now, unfortunately. But we know it's going to happen, and I think that'll just make it a better story when it does happen, because the wait will be worth it.
How crazy! Like it's something that she's been waiting her whole life for, and now she has to wait indefinitely.
Yep.
Are her injuries, are they life-threatening, or just the quality of life is poor? Do you know?
Well, yeah, it's more of a quality of life thing. I mean, I mean, it's getting worse. It's spreading to parts of her body. She now
really?
She now has a lot of back pain that she doesn't have before. She has more shortness of breath than she used to have before, just because she's getting older and things are tightening up. And so,
but she's not that old, right? She's 30 something.
34. I'm not a doctor or anything, but what she tells me, things seem to be getting harder for her as she gets older. It's not getting better.
That's rough. I have a few more questions for you. If all 6 of our current viewers have any questions for Pleasant Green, or Ben Taylor, aka Pleasant Green, feel free to ask those now. So yeah, I guess you've pretty much answered what you're currently working on. You have that an update on Chica. You have the Amazon review thing going on. What was the other one that did you mention one more that you have in your pipeline?
No,
you get like hundreds.
I'm going to give an update on Western Union and how they.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking.
And how they've banned me for life.
So you can't send money anywhere.
No, like my whole business has been shut down. This might be the end of my YouTube career, you guys. I might just have to announce right now that I might be done with it all.
No,
I can't. The coronavirus has killed my latest story. Western Union won't let me send money. I can't. What am I going to do? I can't go on. I'm just going to throw in the towel and call it quits.
Everyone, give Pleasant Green some encouragement. He can't quit now. He has built this thing up, and we can't see it die to the coronavirus. What are some of your favorite YouTube channels?
I first started watching YouTube when I saw a Casey Neistat video, and I kind of saw the vision for storytelling on YouTube, because there's a lot of YouTubers who just they wake up and they eat their cereal and then they go play on their fancy expensive toys, and then that's it. And I guess that they're able to draw a following and have a fan base, but I never really got into that. But I saw a Casey Neistat video, and something he tries to do is he tries to, like, every time he does a video, even though he's just showing you a day in his life, he's telling a story. So he tries to come up with like an intro and a conflict and a resolution. Like he tells a real story in all of his videos. And so that's why I enjoyed watching his videos, because it wasn't just him, goofing around and showing off how much money he had. He was telling stories, and he was, trying to, teach you something. So I like him, but I also like people like Nerd Writer. He's a guy who just finds interesting things and makes stories about them. Like he talks about how Bernie Sanders answers a question, or he talks about the style of a particular film director and what that adds to the experience. He just finds these interesting things to tell stories about, and so that's always what I've just been trying to do. Is I just want to find interesting stories or funny stories and share those. And so,
so you're 100% into storytelling. That's what draws you in. Yeah, I would agree with you with Casey Neistat. One thing that I found interesting with him was that he called his videos that he made movies. And I was like, well, a movie is like a 2-hour thing that you pay money to go see. And, you know, anything can really be a movie. And the effort and the time that he put into those was remarkable. So yeah, I'd say that was the first YouTuber that I started following as well. And now I have a bunch, including your channel. If you just tuned in, we're talking to Pleasant Green. Go subscribe to his channel.
How many people have tuned in?
We're currently at 7, but I don't know what the running total is. I think our highest was 11, maybe 12. But you know, it's late. We're in mountain time. Maybe people are in bed. I don't know. We'll wrap this thing up.
So would it be interesting if I did this on my channel?
I think so. Are you
like,
asking me?
I want to be able to like I don't know. Like I'm afraid that if I just start, like, you know, for instance, people are like upload more, upload more, upload more. I'm like, okay, well, I haven't really encountered an experience with a scammer lately.
Plus the editing that goes into your videos, right?
Oh, I love to edit. Like if I had content, if I had a story to tell, I'd be making I'd be making videos all day if I could. But like I don't want to just make a video just for the sake of it. I want to come up with a real good story, and if you guys need to wait for it, then I hope that it's worth it. But people are like, hey, you need to upload more. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll try to like there's a video, scroll up. I thought, well, hey, maybe I'll tell an interesting story about this chicken sandwich. Everybody's talking about this chicken sandwich. Well, maybe I'll make a video about my experience with this chicken sandwich. And so some people are like, oh, cool, we'd like to see this side of you. But other people are like, okay, this is stupid, unsubscribe. I want more scam stuff. And I'm like, well, okay, well, I guess I just won't upload until I run into a scammer with an interesting story.
Well, that brings up an interesting, sorry, did I cut you off?
And then I uploaded the video that I uploaded today, that Indian scammer tells all. Yeah. Like, I had a fascinating time making that video. Like, I think it's incredibly cool, but
right.
It is like doing terrible. Like, nobody's watching that video.
What's your these and well, what's crazy is these are right. It's the same guy that's in these investigator versus scammer rating a call center. So it would only be natural for this one to get a lot of views because that's part of the story, right?
See, maybe people have given up on me after that chicken sandwich video. Maybe they're just like, screw this guy.
Well, I feel somewhat responsible because I was in that video.
Maybe I'm putting the nail in the coffin by appearing on this podcast.
Hey, I'm just glad you're here. Through all your insults, I'm just glad you're here, Ben. Well, then my next question, what's some advice to up and coming YouTubers as somebody that wants to start a channel?
Don't make chicken sandwich videos. Just kidding. Here's the truth. If all you guys stop watching my videos tomorrow, that's okay. I'm probably still going to make them anyway because I just like to make videos. Like, some people like to make music in their garage. Some people like to paint. They don't care who sees their work. They just like to be creative and do their thing. And for me, that's making videos and that's telling stories. And so I'm going to keep doing it. I think I need to do, I need to, obviously, if I want to, make money and get a following, then I need to kind of be consistent and do what people want to do. But I think that you have to kind of figure out, you need to find the stories that you are passionate about. But you also got to have a niche. Like, you can't just start a channel and just, today you're going to make a video about chicken sandwiches. Tomorrow you're going to make a video about this. Like, you've got to come up with some kind of a niche, because no one's going to, people want a sense of familiarity. They want to subscribe to something and they want to come back knowing that they're going to get more of that. So whatever it is that that brand you can establish, or whatever kind of sense of familiarity you can establish, or whatever kind of consistency you can establish, I think you need to kind of figure out what works for you. And maybe you need to figure that out. Like maybe you need to start your YouTube channel and try a bunch of different things. Like for instance, my first video was a scam video, and it worked out really, really well. And I made the mistake thinking that people just loved, my storytelling, or just for me. And so the next video that I made was about me making a parody GoPro video where I put a GoPro on a lawnmower and then a toilet plunger. And I just thought, I'm just going to keep making funny videos. That'll be my brand. And people were like, no, we really like the scam stuff. And so I'm like, well, okay, well then I'm just going to keep doing what works. But that's okay. And so now I've kind of found something that I like, and that's kind of looking into internet scams and finding out what's behind them and what makes them tick. And so you've got to do what you like to do, but you've got to be consistent, and you've got to kind of, do it what people like.
Yeah. That's something that I struggle with on my channel because, I started out I've had this channel forever, since 2006, and I was just throwing on random videos, whatever I recorded. And then I got the urge to go out and hike and film those and kind of narrate what I was going through there. But all of my hikes are local to Ogden. So how can people relate to that aren't from around here? There's been a few. In fact, somebody from your channel emailed me and was like, hey, I found you through Pleasant Green. I'll be out installing some piece of equipment. He's from Michigan and he wants to go on a hike with me. So, so stay tuned for that. But you're right. And then my most successful videos, which success compared to yours is nothing, but are like when I installed these lights that I have here, these smart lights, that's gotten some traction. When I built an electric bike out of my wife's mountain bike, those have gotten fairly popular. It's mostly people saying you have no idea what you're doing and telling me all this scientific calculations for wattage and voltage, but whatever, it's views, right? I'm getting paid for it now because I'm over 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000. But that was great advice from you. My advice would be just set a goal to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. I was a little bit more shameless. I didn't let mine grow organically like you have. I was like, hey, I have this goal to all my friends and family that I want to hit 1,000 subscribers by 2020, and never really had set that goal before. And then just kind of, shameless plug to get to that point. But it breathed a little more life into my channel, and now I'm more encouraged to get out and make videos. But I feel like I'm kind of throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. But I still enjoy getting out hiking. Those are the easy ones for me to make. So great. Well, that's pretty much it. Any last things that you'd like to say?
Like and subscribe. Don't touch your face.
Yeah, how are you quarantining? What's that look like for you? Or social distancing? What does that look like for you?
I grew a beard, and I made a video that I uploaded this morning, and I'm really I don't know, I'm really weird about comments, and a couple of people are like, "What's with the beard?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll shave."
Do you read the comments?
Yeah, I do.
What's the meanest comment you've gotten?
Because
there's a ton of nice ones. Sorry to focus on the negative.
Some people say that I'm fake and that I'm making all this up. Well, I mean, I don't know.
That's pretty mean because of the effort that you put into it.
Yeah.
Like to be called a phony?
Like, how do you make this stuff up?
Right. I can vouch. I've been in some of the processes that you have, editing and storytelling. And, I enjoy when you run ideas by our group of friends to see. And he's not fake, people. He's real.
Yeah. Be nice.
But yeah, back to the question, quarantining. You grew a beard?
Oh, yeah. So I grew a beard, like my grandpa, Pleasant Green. I don't think it's for me. It was too itchy. I was feeling I'm feeling claustrophobic already. I didn't need a beard to make me feel even more claustrophobic.
Plus, the CDC says that you should shave your beard during a pandemic. I don't know if you've seen that because of all the nastiness in here, but I feel like it's built up my immune system.
Yeah,
But I wash it.
I'm just being safe.
Do you take a shower every day?
Yes.
That's a thing. Okay, that's a thing. It's what gets me going. If I don't, I feel like a disaster.
Yeah, same.
Anyway, well, thank you for spending the evening virtually with me, Ben. It's been a pleasure as always. In fact, our last 3 outings have been virtual. And yeah, anyway, thank you so much. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to Pleasant Green's channel, it's easy. It's just Pleasant Green. Let me pull it up here.
Hi, Lacey. Miss Lacey.
Oh, Miss Lacey's on. Subscribe to her channel too. Yeah, Pleasant Green on YouTube. Just search it and hit that subscribe button. But any final thoughts or words?
Nope.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Ben. Get some sleep.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.